There are let me remind you, this is what that looked like in the news.
China has launched a so-called vaccine passport for travelers.
The European Union has made it easier to travel across borders in the region.
Australians are a step closer to an overseas trip today.
Italy is the latest country in Europe to announce a vaccine certificate system.
New Brunswick and Ontario introduced proof of vaccination passports.
Israelis must now scan in to get in.
Los Angeles set to become home to one of the country's strictest vaccine mandates.
Today I announce a new approach which we're calling the Key to NYC Pass.
Citizens can now display digital certificates via the social media platform WeChat as proof of their vaccination status.
Travelers can now show a so-called green pass to prove they've been vaccinated against COVID.
The government-issued green pass shows personal details and proves they've had 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine.
With the federal government rolling out technology that proves your COVID-19 vaccine status around the world.
Joining 4 other provinces. 3 more plan to follow next month.
In France, anyone entering a venue with more than 50 people inside will need to present this health pass.
Green pass.
Common pass.
The Key to NYC Pass.
COVID passport.
Vaccine passport.
Community certificates.
International travel health certificate.
If you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key. You can open the door.
Well, I mean, this is the point that I've been making. We have won. We won this battle because that vaccine passport has not been installed in every one of our cell phones like this, everywhere we go. We don't have to show this at the moment in Austin, Texas to go to a restaurant, thank God. I think there's a few places in New York, maybe they're still using it, and Israel, different nations. But that was the goal. But was that the final goal? I have been saying this. This was never about just tracking vaccination. This was about something far more sinister. And as we ask ourselves, is this going away? I know we're all thinking, the mask thing in Philadelphia, is it going to reach me here in Texas? Is it? I mean, clearly in Arizona, I'm good, right? Well, if you're going to know your opponent, what do you think that they're trying to go for? Do you think it was really just whether or not you got your COVID vaccine? I've been telling you from the beginning, it's more than that. It's tracking every part of your life, your vital signs. But don't take my word for it. Again, let's look to the World Economic Forum. This is one of the leading voices that has appeared there many times. He celebrates as Yuval Noah Harari. He's a historian, teaches history at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Listen very carefully to his dream of what this is really all about and ask yourself, do you think this is over?
COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. What we have seen so far is corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under our skin. We're now seeing mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries, which previously rejected them. And we also see a change in the nature of surveillance. Previously, surveillance was mainly above the skin. Now it's going under the skin. Governments want to know not just where we go or who we meet. Above all, they want to know what is happening under our skin. What's our body temperature? What's our blood pressure? What is our medical condition? Now humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life. I know that in recent years, we saw populist politicians undermining deliberately the trust that people have in important institutions like universities, like respectable media outlets. These populist politicians told people that, say, scientists are this small elite, disconnected from the real people. I mean, all this story about Jesus rising from the dead and being the Son of God, this is fake news. Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over.
Really?